Hey, it's Angeline from Floreology. It's that time of year where we start looking at some of the designs that we've made in the studio over the last couple of weeks with the eye of if you're going to be testing, taking your PFDE or your state certification, or even in a competition. So this week I had a lot of tropicals in and had a little fun with those. And something like this is definitely a great idea for a competition or certification or even an event. When we had our stores, and I would plan events, you always want to think about high arrangement, low arrangements, and then something kind of in between to make the room look fuller, like they've really spent more money on all the flowers. So this is a great piece that I designed with some heliconia, some cymbidiums, one monstera, and by turning it vertical, it really stands out and helps make a focal area with these cymbidiums and this monstera leaf, because it just really grabs your eye. It's not traditionally the way something is used. So think about all these things when you're getting ready to test or to compete, that how can you use something a little bit differently. So we've talked about our focal area. We're going to look at our line, and we've created really strong lines with the heliconia. Now, some of you are going to question because they are not in water. For an event or competition or certification, we know that heliconia is a tropical flower and it's going to live a couple of days out of water like this. So that's something you need to think about with the products you're using for competitions and certifications or event work. Is it going to live without a water source? Now, I made this arrangement 2 days ago, and you can see the heliconia is still great. So they create a strong horizontal line. And then we want to think about texture, which is another principle and element. And we have a lot of texture going on with some of the smooth, sleek in the monstera leaf, with the heliconia and the cymbidium. But then we also have some of the fuzzy, a little more texture with the carnations and the green trick tucked down there at the base. So we want to think about the smooth and the slick mixed in there together, and does that combination work well? We really don't want too much fuzzy because then it starts looking a little messy. So think about Solidago, Monte Cassino, wax flower. All of that starts adding a lot of busyness into an arrangement, and do you really need it? And could you pull away some of the laterals on some of those flowers to make it a little more sleek? Then we want to look at the balance of this arrangement. Is it physically balanced? Does it look like it's going to fall over, or is it going to fall over? So that's physical and visual balance. One of the things we tell our students to do is get the arrangement out of your comfort zone. So actually pick it up, sit it on the floor, and then stand back and look at it from above. And that'll be a good way to tell if the color's balanced or if it looks physically balanced, because color balance, again, is one of the things you want to think about. I had a student one time who did a really pretty arrangement. It was very well physically balanced, but when we took it and sat it down on the floor, she had all of her reds mostly on one side with one oddball sticking out over here, and she didn't realize it until we sat it on the floor and looked at it from that different angle. So now let's look at a couple of the techniques used. We have the carnations that are being based, and this is actually pillowing. So a pillow, you think about a fluffy cloud in the sky. It's lower on the outside and it gets taller in the center and then back down. So kind of like a pillow or a fluffy cloud. We have groupings of our carnations, our trachelium, our cymbidiums, and our heliconia. So these are all grouped together. We have both heliconia here. We have all our carnations together. We have a group in the front and a group in the back of the carnations, and then the monstera is splitting the group of the 3 cymbidiums, but they're all on one side of the arrangement. Now I have a question for you, and I want you to message us your answer, since like I said, we're preparing and helping prepare you for testing or competitions. What's the color harmony of this arrangement? So be sure to put it in Messenger to send it to us so that you don't spoil it for everybody else. I look forward to seeing you in class or online soon.